JacobsohnStaff photographer Dallas Cowboys, free safety Byron Jones, 31, wide receiver Noah Brown, 85, defensive back Benwikere, 23, owner Jerry Jones, defensive tackle Brian Price, 92, head coach Jason Garrett and fullback Keith Smith, 41, take a knee with teammates before the playing of the United States national anthem before a National Football League game between the Dallas Cowboys and the Arizona Cardinals at University of Phoenix Stadium in Glendale, Arizona on Monday, September 25, 2017. Andy Jacobson, the Dallas Morning News editor's note: this post has been updated following Jerry Jones' most recent comments on the anthem. Cowboys owner Jerry Jones said Sunday that any of his players who disrespect the flag during the national anthem won't play in games. He doubled down on his stance Tuesday. Jones is the first NFL owner to publicly make a stand about disciplining players who kneel during the anthem. Jones didn't specify what kind of other demonstration he would consider disrespectful. His comments sparked all kinds of reaction on Twitter and the internet. Here's some below. President Donald Trump: a big salute to Jerry Jones, owner of the Dallas Cowboys, who will bench players who disrespect our flag. Stand for anthem or sit for game. Donald J. Trump at Real Donald Trump. October 10, 2017. Eagles' Malcolm Jenkins to NBC Sports. Philadelphia's Derek Gunn: if Eagles owner Jeffrey Lurie were to put out such a statement, I'd continue my demonstration because my demonstration is in no way disrespectful to our flag, our country or our service members. Neither is anybody in the league who is kneeling. I think we've made that very clear that what we are demonstrating about has nothing to do with the flag but everything to do with social injustice, racial inequality and the things that, Jerry Jones and other owners who are making statements have yet to address. And so I'd love to hear their takes on that part of the conversation, what these players are trying to draw attention to. Their thoughts on, police brutality and racial inequality, education gap, the economical gap in these communities that they make money in. And I'd love to hear that part of the conversation so that it's not so argumentative, so that it's not isolating the players who are trying to do the right thing with the platform that they have. 49ers' Eric Reed: I think that's a poor decision on Jerry's part. We have a constitutional right to protest and that's all we're doing. We're exercising it. It's a peaceful protest. We're not doing anything violent. We're simply trying to raise awareness around the issues that our country face. I quoted James Baldwin in a note that I did that. We love this country so much that we reserve the right to criticize her perpetually. We just want to do that. We want to make our country better. If I were in Dallas, I would explain to Jerry where I'm coming from, what these issues are, and I would try to help educate him on why we're protesting. And then I would continue to protest because it's my constitutional right. Former Giants, Steelers, WR Plaxico Burress, Zeke, Doc, and everybody else. Take a knee, and see if your beloved owner has a team to line up on Sunday. At NFL, Plaxico Burress at Plaxico Burress. October 9, 2017. Former Browns WR Andrew Hawkins: just so we're clear, can play in NFL. Steroid users, domestic abusers, rapists, accused murderers, racists can't play. Protesters. Andrew Hawkins at Hawk. October 9, 2017. ESPN's Michael Wilbon: I got a serious problem here. A week ago, I said I thought Jerry Jones displayed some leadership because he seemed to understand compromise, saying, I need to be with my players. He got down, linked arms and all this stuff against the Cardinals. And then he said, but I want to honor the anthem. And I understand that. It seemed like that was where he was going. But now it just seems like it was as phony as a $3 bill. And the word that comes to my mind, I don't care who doesn't like me using it, is plantation. The players are here to serve me and they will do what I want no matter how much I pay them. They are not equal to me. That's what this says to me and mine, and I want to know where the players are going to go. These players in the NFL, their careers and their contracts are not guaranteed. If this was baseball and basketball, I suspect I know where it would go, where players are much older and the unions are much stronger. They don't have that strength in the NFL with the union. I wonder what's going to happen now. Common actor: I think some people who feel what's going on with the kneeling and standing for the anthem. First and foremost, we gotta acknowledge what Francis Scott said when he wrote the anthem and acknowledge all the verses, acknowledge the stuff when he's talking about enslaving people. And then think about how the people, like black people, how we feel that was even a core of what that national anthem is. My thing is the principles of the country that you're standing up for. You really are opposing that by saying, look, this is what you need to do. But, to me it's like that owner mentality. It's like that slave owner mentality, to be honest. Like, you're going to do what I say on this. ESPN Stephen A. Smith: I don't like his statement. My wish is the players call his bluff. Jerry Jones is not fooling anybody. The national anthem, patriotism and all of that stuff is not his priority. The bottom line is his priority. He's turned, what was it, a $180 million investment into a $4.6 billion machine that is the Dallas Cowboys. They're supposed to be America's team, so I can understand why he's bloviating about patriotism and what have you. But for him, it's about business. Rev. Al Sharpton. Jerry Jones' decision, in many ways, smacks of a plantation mentality. Fox Sports Radio's Ben Mahler. You might not like this, and you might think this is wrong and all this shouldn't be, but Jerry Jones as the owner of the Dallas Cowboys can set company policy. And this is a team rule. Jerry Jones, you can say, oh, he's just a Trump guy. I don't like that guy. But as the owner of the team he can do that. He can set a team rule. He can say the Dallas Cowboys have to dress like clowns when they go on the road. That's a team rule. Every Cowboys player has to wear a clown nose and clown shoes when they go on the road. That's a team rule. USA Today's Josh Peter. Jerry Jones, owner of the Dallas Cowboys, is a great businessman who is simply making business decision demand his players to stand for the national anthem. His critics, and certainly anyone surprised by the decision, should not be surprised. No, the extraordinary businessman wakes up consumed with business, which is to say the bottom line, and his customers, who will largely appreciate the new stand for the anthem mandate. If anything, he deserves to be lauded for reminding us of who and what he is. Fox Sports 1's Shannon Sharpe. October 9. Jerry is asking for a fight. I'm interested to see how the NFL's gonna handle this because this wasn't collective bargained. And I told you this, Skip, when he did it. I said, Jerry did what he did for Jerry. And I told you that. You can't fool me, Skip, because I know how they think. Jerry Jones thinks, what is the least I can do to get the most? Because what happened on Friday night and Saturday night, President Trump called some of the players that were protesting SOBs. That sent the black players into a frenzy. That got everybody aroused. Jerry is showing these players, I was never really loyal to you. This was about me. I just wanted to pretend that I was in your corner. But at the end of the day I don't give a damn about you or those issues that affect your community. NY Daily News. Karen Phillips. A line has been drawn in the sand in Dallas. But it's not as risque as one might think. To date, there hasn't been a single Dallas Cowboy to kneel during the national anthem. By making the statement, Jones comes off as looking like a tough guy, when in actuality he's portraying the mindset of a slave master. Why say it if no one has kneeled? Now, black and brown members of the Cowboys have to make a decision: challenge the rules, or be labeled a sellout or Uncle Tom. Fox Sports 1's Jason Whitlock. I think Jerry means exactly what he's saying here. I think there are people in America that are ready to draw lines in the sand and say, okay, we've heard you out, but it's time to move on. Jerry Jones is saying, I went and took a knee on national television and basically embarrassed myself to meet you guys halfway. I think he's talked with his players individually and collectively as a group. He has buy-in from the key players, and so now he comes out and makes this stance saying this is our policy. But I believe him. I think if Des Bryant or Jason Witten, not that he's going to do it, or Tyron Smith, he's gonna sit them. Sports Illustrated's Michael Rosenberg. Jones loves sizzle, and he loves stars. He loves enabling them, coddling them and defending them when others want. That is the Jerry Jones we have all watched for the past 3 decades, and it's important to keep this in mind as you try to make sense of John's comments. For the rest of the season, Dak Prescott and Ezekiel Elliott and DeMarcus Lawrence should do whatever they feel is right. But if they decide they want to kneel, they should remember no matter what their owner says, he probably has their back. He always has. The Washington Post's Callum Borker's people on both sides of the debate over NFL players' protests prize John's support, or at least the appearance of his support, because he is arguably the most powerful club owner in American sports. Forbes estimates the Cowboys' value at $4.8 billion, more than $1 billion more than the total worth of any other team in the United States. Jones is offering something for everyone. Depending on what you want to see, the Cowboys owner is a bulwark against disrespect for the national anthem and the American flag, or a champion of players' First Amendment rights. The big winner in this situation is Jones, who is insulated against external criticism of his ambivalence by the desires of protest sympathizers and critics alike to cast him as an ally. And he is insulated against internal criticism by the power he wields over players' paychecks. NFL contracts, unlike those in other major sports leagues, are not fully guaranteed, and playing time. Sports Illustrated's Jimmy Traina. It's not surprising that an NFL owner would take a stand against players taking a knee during the national anthem. But when the most vocal and ignorant owner to do so is Jerry Jones, it's hard not to be left in awe at the hypocrisy. Basically, if you're a Cowboys player, anything else you do is fine, but the line must be drawn at a silent and peaceful protest, of course. Jerry Jones, who's active kneeling with his players before the anthem a couple of weeks ago and then locking arms with his players, looks even more ridiculous now, and Donald Trump aren't interested in hearing about inequality or social injustice. They just want to spin the protests to make themselves look like heroes and beacons of patriotism. If that means taking a harder stance on a silent, peaceful protest than on domestic violence, drugs and other crimes, so be it in Jerry's deranged world. Forbes' Vincent Frank. It will be interesting to see if any Cowboys players use this as a rallying cry. The Week 3 national anthem protests were more about President Trump's comments than they were about the view of racial injustice and inequality in this nation, a belief that led to Kaepernick's original protest last season. We also have another important point to make here, one of morality over legality. Jones is taking a stand to threaten players who exercise their constitutional rights. He's doing so within the confines of an organization that has enabled individuals who have killed teammates, abused women and allegedly committed acts of sexual violence to play. How is this double standard going to play out within the court of public opinion? We can have our opinions on the national anthem protest. That's part of what makes this country so great. Yahoo Sports' Charles Robinson. Whether intended or not, the Big D in Dallas and the Big D in the White House are in perfect alignment. And just like that, they became Donald Trump's team. His shining beacon. The political chip he will play over and over again on Sundays. That's what Jerry Jones invited. He took Trump's declarations on striking down son of a bitch anthem kneelers and backed it up with his own franchise. Will that compass get ripped as being hypocritical? Undoubtedly. That's what happens when a team roster has occasionally been a way station for a woman batterer, drunk drivers, drug abusers, a man convicted of manslaughter and more. All manner of flawed personalities that Jones has defended in the past. But a man taking a knee, unacceptable.